Lactate dehydrogenase is an intracellular enzyme. When it is floating freely in the blood at levels that high, it means cells are actively bursting.
Oh, wow. So they're just exploding in the bloodstream.
Yes, it strongly supports active hemolysis.
Now, we add the platelets to the picture. The platelet count had crashed to 48,000. So let's practice this one. Thrombocytopenia.
Thrombocytopenia, severe thrombocytopenia. When you look at this triad normocytic anemia, massive LDH elevation, and severe thrombocytopenia, you are no longer looking at a simple infection.
Right.
You are looking at a unified intravascular process. The pathogen is inside the blood vessels, actively destroying the cells.
And the systemic inflammation reflects that war zone, frankly. The CRP was 23.66 and the ESR was 45, but the damage isn't contained just to the blood. Let's look at the organ dysfunction.
It gets worse.
It does. The liver enzymes were highly elevated, with AST at 265 and ALT at 243.
And the bilirubin explains the clinical jaundice we saw in the ER. Total bilirubin was 12.4 and direct bilirubin was 8.4.
That's incredibly high.
It is. That mixed pattern indicates that the liver is not only overwhelmed by the sheer volume of broken red blood cells it has to process, but the liver cells themselves are sustaining acute injury.
Then we check the renal function. The BUN, blood urea nitrogen, was 40, creatinine was 2.49, and the EGFR, the estimated glomerular filtration rate, was decreased to 26.
So the kidneys are failing to filter waste. This is profound acute kidney injury.
And finally, we see the metabolic fallout. The sodium was mildly decreased to 132, but the bicarbonate had dropped to 18.
Yeah, that decreased bicarbonate indicates metabolic acidosis. The tissues are starving for oxygen, so they are switching to anaerobic metabolism and basically flooding the blood with acid.
So if we connect all of these labs, we aren't looking at isolated liver failure or isolated kidney disease. It's a systemic vascular collapse. Like if we think about the vascular system as a massive highway network delivering oxygen to the cities, the organs, something is causing a catastrophic pileup on the roads.
That's a great way to put it.
Right, and everything downstream is just suffocated.
That is the exact mechanism. The blood itself has become the vehicle for multi-organ destruction.
So now we have to use clinical deduction to identify the pathogen causing this multi-organ failure in a returning traveler from West Africa. We have to rule out the mimics.
And there are quite a few.
Yeah, like when you see jaundice and acute kidney injury, my mind immediately jumps to leptospirosis.
It is a totally illogical thought. Leptospirosis frequently causes severe jaundice and renal failure, which is known as Weil's disease, but clinical deduction requires looking at what is missing.
Okay, what's missing here?
Well, our patient lacks the classic conjunctival suffusion, the distinct redness of the